We've got a really, really tough run of games coming up now. And ideally, we want to go into it with really, really top form. Haven't quite managed that. Right, here we go. As you can see, not ideal in terms of our form recently. We've had a couple of defeats, a couple of draws. Still winning games here and there, but it's not as good as I was hoping. And we're certainly not top of the league, although we're not far behind, just 2 points off the top at the moment. And the top team is Virtus Francavilla, who will be the second team we play today. So we've got a pretty tough run now. This is the problem, you see. It's all very well. I might take that run in some circumstances, but we've got Foggia, we've got Virtus, we've got Fidelis, we've got Latina, we've got Barry. So with everyone, all of the next five are the top nine, and we've got all of the top four in the next 5 games. So we've got a really, really tough run here. And frankly, at this point, if I can get maybe 7 points out of these 4 games, I think I'd be pretty happy. If I was to win all 4, almost certainly, I would find myself top of the league. And I'd start to feel very, very confident, because after that, you get a slightly easier run. We've got quite a few teams in the bottom half of the table, and might start to be able to think about pulling away a little bit. So it's one of those sort of double-edged swords. It's a difficult game. It's a difficult set of games. But if it goes well, then it's fantastic for us. As for the team today, Di Chiara has fallen off a bit, so I'm actually going to give Roller a game. Di Chiara will almost certainly come on at some point, but I think his first 5 games he had the 4 goals and the 2 assists. He has certainly flattered to deceive a little bit in this in the next period. You can see here there's quite a lot of people in good form and a few people not quite such good form. So Morosini is a bit of a problem at the moment. I'm going to go back to Roberto Marino and see what he does. But it's good to see Gioldi rolling back the years and showing that he can still be the top player that he has been for me. And actually, he's got better this year, massively so. So many times I've nearly sold Gioldi. So going into the first game against Foggia, Fabio Grosso is the manager. I think did he play left back for, I want to say, Milan? Could be wrong about that, but the name definitely rings me a bell. Sorry, I've got COVID still. It rings me a bell. What does that mean? I do talk nonsense when I'm not well. Sorry about that. Right, so want to be impressed. Let's see if we can keep up fairly good form, but this is obviously a bit of a challenge for us. Gonzi Confente makes the save. Gonzi has the ball again, out wide. Can he get the cross in? Doing well at the moment to keep them out. Gonzi again. Very retro kit they've got. These 2 stripes just under the shoulders. Very strange. Right, hopefully we can start to take a bit of the initiative back now, because they've had all of the game so far. Nope, so far they continue to carry on dominating the game, and Gonzi Contente makes an absolute super save there. So a good start to the game. I called him Contente. His name's Confente. Should know my players better. Roller picks the ball up. Can he get the cross in? He can. Brigliadori's there, but he can't quite apply the finish. Paolini. Marco. Paolini again. Crosses the ball in, and just fairly innocuous header, really. Need to be creating better chances than this. Di Marco's through. No, he's not quite, but he gets the cross in anyway, and Gioldi shoots. Brigliadori's there, and Brigliadori makes it 1-0. It's good to see. We can win today. Just set the right tone for this difficult run that we've got. And it would mean that we just point behind Bari as it stands. They have already pretty much won their game out against Azacena, who still haven't got a point, by the way. Proper whipping boys in Serie C this year. Right. Not the most impressive first half if you look at the number of chances we created, i.e. not many. But we've kept them out as well. They've had 3 shots, none of which have been particularly impressive. And they were all right at the start as well. You can see after the first 5 minutes or so, we've completely kept them at bay. So actually, defensively doing really well. I'd just like to see us create a little bit more. Brigliadori has the ball. Can he make something happen? Don't know what that was, but it wasn't going to make anything happen. Except, of course, for a Foggia throw-in. Foggia on the attack now. Can they beat our solid defence as it has been so far? Looks like they have now. Miretti and Confente is there. Has made a good start in the first 15 games or so. Confente. was hoping he would be an upgrade on the previous keeper, and he seems to have been that. Not massively so, but he is an upgrade. Gonzi's through, and he's just missed that one. It wasn't a save. Right, time to bring off Roller because he's not having his best game. We have got Di Chiara there ready. Of course, the star man so far this season, although a little bit less so in the last few games. Di Marco. You get the cross in. Yes, he can. Brigliadori's there, but it's saved by the keeper. Rocca. Oh, Rocca's there again. We are living a bit of a charmed life recently. Let's hope Di Chiara can make something magical happen and put this game beyond doubt. Loyacono. Most recent signing, actually, on deadline day. Hasn't been a great hit so far. Potentially a very good defender to play alongside Spampato. Oh, Spampato, I got it right that time. But yeah, he hasn't been fantastic so far. Di Chiara now. Pellegrini to Nielsen. Corner in the last few seconds, and that should be enough. Brigliadori, and that will, I hope, be that. Big win this against Foggia, who I must say not quite top of the league or anything, are certainly a decent side in this league this year. And we've just beaten them, not easily, but we have beaten them. And that's a good start to the really difficult run that we're going to have to go on in the next few weeks. So hopefully we can keep this run going. I will be back in just a week's time for the Virtus Francavilla game. And then we might have to think about whether we come back early in December for our next video against Latina and Bari. Back in a second. Right, so here we are. The bad news is that Christian Di Marco is badly injured, as in he's going to be out for a couple of months. So that's a real shame. We do have a little bit of lack of depth at left wing. It's one position that we don't really have much in. For the moment, I'll probably be going with Borbone, although Nielsen's also an option as well. That's something we'll need to think about. But I think in January I will be looking to try and bring someone in of Di Chiara's quality, but a left-sided version of him. Di Chiara obviously still not in the best form, but hopefully has the quality to be the very, very best player that we need in that position. So today we have the Virtus Francavilla game. Let's just make sure that everything is all in order for the game. I think it is. Do we go with Roller today? I think we might go with Roller today, you know. Give Roller a game. Let's see what happens. Always got Di Chiara on the bench to fall back on if necessary. So we've got Youth Academy graduates on both wings today. Virtus Francavilla, by the way, I noticed when I was looking before, they must, I think, be the team I have played the most without having lost to them. 9 games, we haven't lost once. 5 wins, 4 draws. Team that we have a good record against. It's something that we need to keep going. Fidelis Andria, similar amount of times we played them, but we have lost to them 5 times and only beaten them once. So Fidelis Andria, it's going to be a tougher game as far as that's concerned, even if they are struggling a bit this year. Bari are another team we've massively struggled against in the past, another team we haven't beaten in the 2 years that we played against them. So we do need to try and make sure that this year we can try and turn that around, because Bari are clearly going to be one of the teams to beat, along with Latina. And that's a bit of a shame. Bernardotto quite easily managing to convert that. Wasn't particularly difficult for him. Given how many defenders there are in the box there, looks a bit too easy. Shouldn't be letting him have that much space, boys. Too many of you to allow that. Right, let's try and get back before half time. And the long throw in for the first time seems to connect there. To, I think it was Borbone got on the end of it. But no luck there. Right, we need to go for it. I want to get back before half time into parity. Pellegrini's, you can see his long throws aren't really coming off. Bernardotto makes it 2. It's a little bit too simple again. The Mana gets caught out there badly. And got a bit of a mountain to climb now to keep this unbeaten run against Virtus. And half time we are not looking good. 2-0 down and kind of looking a bit lost. Admittedly, 2-0 down on a very small XG, so we're a little unlucky perhaps. But the fact is it was poor defending for both goals. And we're going to get punished if you defend as poorly as that. The mana has looked all at sea from what I've seen. Surprised he's got 6.9. And they're tearing us apart every single time they come forward at the moment. We need to do something about this, but I don't quite know what. Panettieri's through, and good save by Confente, but this is not good enough. Right, I'm going to call for Di Chiara. Just that level of quality that we just don't have at the moment. But he's not very happy either. Let's encourage him. It's better. Borbone struggling, so we'll bring on Nielsen. And we'll bring off Paolini for Sinogo. And Morosini's off now. Great. Oh, it gets worse and worse and worse. I mean, it's a fairly useful... if you're going to have one position sent off, he's the one you want sent off. Just play Sinogo a little bit deeper. It's a great thing about Sinogo. He's massively versatile. He can play pretty much any position in the central midfield or up front. That's very helpful. I think this game is gone now. Braccino. Brigliadori for... Could have sworn I brought on Sinogo already. Obviously didn't. And Brigliadori for Castelli. But yeah, this is a really, really poor performance. You've seen the good and the bad today. You might even say the good and the ugly, really. 2-0 flatters us, I think. Not played very well. Lovely shot there. But not to be for the Virtus boy. Their first ever win against AC Zaffarana. And it leaves us a little bit adrift to Bari. It's a bit of a problem going into the next sort of middle section of the league. We've got to make sure that this doesn't become a slump. We've got a little while before I can bring in the kind of players that I need to kind of take the quality up to Di Chiara's level. Because at the moment I think I have a feeling that he sort of made a great start to the season. It's almost like he kind of realised that he was too good for the team. And then it's just can't be bothered anymore. Because he knows that he hasn't got the quality around him to be as good as he should be. That's such a poor performance. It really is. We're now a little bit adrift, and that's not good enough. I don't want to see the incident. Castelli wants to end his goal drought. Well, it's going to be difficult because he's not going to play much, because Brigliadori is one of the few players who's actually having a good season. Morosini now out for a game or two. So luckily we've got quite a lot of depth in that position. The position we don't have as much depth as I would like in, really, is in defence, where frankly we were torn apart in that game. And this guy Loiacono, I don't know what's gone on with him, but he's not the player I thought he was, basically. I wonder if I could even offload him, because if he's still got that kind of value, could we offload him for sort of a bit of that? I doubt it, to be honest, but we'll see what we can do, because clearly it's not going well at Zaffarana for him. Vittorini wants to leave anyway. A couple of clubs are interested. Could be someone who I could let go, get a bit of money in for, and see if we can bring in a few other players. So we have a bit of work to do, clearly, because whilst we did beat Foggia, it wasn't exactly dominant. And then obviously we got battered by Francavilla, and we've now got a pretty tough run against Fidelis, Latina, Bari. I mean, if we lose those three, it's pretty much game over for the title, I would say. We're probably going to need to win those three. If I win the next two, I may well come back for the Bari game. Unless I do that, though, I don't think there's a lot of point. In which case, I'll probably come back for a couple of the games in the January transfer window. Maybe I'll come back for the two over the end of it. So we'll see Cerignola, who I don't think we played before. Just the once at the start of this season. So Cerignola and Juve Stabia, who admittedly we've seen a lot of. But this way I can show you the end of the January transfer window and any business that we've managed to get done. So I'll see you for those two games tomorrow. Have a really good evening, and let's hope tomorrow will be a really good day for this club.